Hey folks, it's William with All Solar Texas. Today I'm super excited to have some really fine folks from Signature Solar here with us. They have a wonderful backstory and I can't wait to introduce them to you today. So let's go ahead and welcome the boys here from Signature Solar. Why don't we start with you, Grayson, and kind of talk a little bit about how did you get into the business and kind of give us a little bit of background on what your role is with the company.
Absolutely. I'm Grayson Wing, Business Development Manager. On the BDM team here at Signature Solar. Got into the solar industry a while back. I saw it was a definite benefit to our country, to our world. There's too many places that you don't have power, you don't have that reliable grid, and we offer a way for everyone to have that.
So Mason, why don't you tell us a little bit about you and your background, how long you've been with the company, and what's your role with the company?
Sure, my name is Mason Y. Barbo. I'm also a business development manager at Signature Solar. I've probably been with the company close to 10 months now. Originally got in on the design team, as a system designer, and now have stepped into this role with business development. A big thing for me with Signature Solar was, all the benefits that Grayson mentioned, as far as the green movement and reducing the carbon footprint and everything. That's great. But what we also have is, our community that Signature Solar is based in. It's a Sulphur Springs based community with an owner that has Sulphur Springs roots, and the way it's taken off and the way it's really benefiting the community was huge for me. I kind of got into it. I was at the twilight of another career in the teaching and coaching field, and saw an opportunity for a growing industry and a chance to really be as successful as you want to be, and kind of jumped into it with both feet there.
Awesome. So yeah, let's talk about Signature Solar, give a little bit of background on the company. So you said that y'all are out of Sulphur Springs. So that's what I really like about Signature Solar. It's a Texas-based company up in North Texas. So if y'all are familiar with where Sulphur Springs are, it's just, up there in North Texas, just right outside Dallas, Fort Worth area.
Absolutely.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about kind of the company? How long have y'all been in business? Maybe give us a little bit of an overview of, how long y'all have been working, and then what's your service territory? Are you just with Texas, or what's that look like?
We serve nationally and outside of the country as well. Our company started about 3 years ago. It started even before that with our owner, who he was selling things out of his garage and saw that there was a need in the industry for people wanting solar, and they couldn't get it. The price points were too high. Did location, etc. So he saw a need for that in the industry. We started about 3 years ago, and from there we've grown our company to 200 people now, and started with just a few people. In the community, I wasn't always with Signature Solar, but I've got to watch it grow and watch it start to affect just around East Texas and really grab a hold of that footprint. We're reaching out now a little further than that, and looking to expand even more into the commercial side of things and see if we can make an impact there. But I think mainly Signature Solar wants to give power back to the end user, wants to allow installers to easily install this stuff for people who are needing it. Grid reliability. I could go on and on about that stuff. That's definitely a big impact of why we're doing what we're doing, and from there that mission has kind of spread to all of its employees, and it's a heavy bit of the culture now. We understand what we're doing is benefiting the world, and
so y'all aren't just a distributor like many other companies are, where all they do is they're just a middleman, they're just a pass-through, right? They mark up the product and that's it. I mean, y'all do your own engineering, your own manufacturing in many cases. So let's talk a little bit about kind of your customer base. Who is your customer? Is it, I know that y'all have that location up there in Texas, and it looks like you're kind of broadening out a little bit more, but who would you say is your customer base, and then what kind of products and what exactly do y'all offer to customers?
Sure, yeah, we have, our largest customer base, especially, to this point, has been the kind of the DIY market, the people that have been wanting to make that switch, the people who's, when we talk about energy rates, they just continually go up, and it seems like of course they're never going down. So people that are wanting to reduce their rates there, people that are wanting to have energy independence, with possible battery backup, you start getting into real rural areas, not even just in East Texas, but everywhere, that might not have a major electric company or a utility company that offers a buyback, that offers solar buyback. So, maybe it's having that battery backup to run your loads with that at different times of the day. So reaching out to the DIY market, preppers, we have, a lot of preppers, and then people that, believe in the green movement, people that, generally want to have a positive impact and want to reduce their carbon footprint. And obviously the things that are going on around the world right now, you can turn on the news and, despite what your beliefs are, there's definitely some problems out there. And if people want to make a difference or do their part, then we offer that option as well. Products, that we carry, a lot of inverters, right? Off-grid inverters. We have a new hybrid inverter that has come out, in the last year that EG4 has created. We call Signature Solar. We carry other brands outside of EG4, but that is our sister company and the main line that we're, the most proud of. They've come out with a hybrid inverter, a true hybrid inverter with grid connection called the 18K PV. It gets its name because it's able to utilize 18 kilowatts of solar. It can export and power, 12 kilowatts, either export to the grid, to your loads, and then send the other 6 to charge batteries, right?
Which is huge. I mean, when you're looking at micro inverters, or when you're looking at some of the smaller inverters on the market, like the Solar Edge or even the Solarc, the Solarc just came out with their 15K, right? But they were stuck with the 8K and the 12K for a while. So this really is a market disruptor in that you're bringing in an inverter that has a much higher PV kind of capacity to manage at a much more competitive price point too, right?
And it's able to, along with utilizing the 18K direct solar, if you've got micro inverters or if you've got a system in place already, it's got 21 kilowatts of AC coupled capability.
Nice.
That it can have input as well. So yeah, and again, at a market price point that is, we feel very competitive and below a lot of the competition. Our owner, James Showalter, that's kind of a personal creed, a personal belief of him.
Yes,
of his,
that's a piece of his mission for sure.
This kind of technology, these kind of resources, the sun's the most abundant resource we have on the planet, and that shouldn't just be something that's available to elites or people with money and people that can afford it. Every community deserves to take advantage of the resources we have available, and a lot of people look at prices and see, well, the most expensive's got to be the best product,
right?
And I think we're kind of disproving that. And along with that 18K inverter that has come out, there's we have a brand new battery that's just launched last week, 14.3 kilowatt hours of storage. It's called the Power Pro wall mount battery. It's outdoor rated, so it makes the system a little more versatile.
Which is huge because there's not a lot of batteries on the market that actually are outdoor rated. I've had Home Grid on the channel. Home Grid does not have an outdoor rated battery. We have Fortress Power. They have an E-Vault, which is 13.5 kilowatts. That's not an outdoor rated battery. They do have smaller batteries. So the fact that we're getting 13.5, or is it 14.5? 14.3. That's a huge battery to have an outdoor rating. It's incredible. It could be a big disruptor of the battery market in a good way for
Being here in Texas,
customers.
I mean, we definitely understand that we get hot summers and we do get cold winters too.
Yeah.
So being able to install that in a lot of different applications makes it pretty versatile.
Yeah. Well, when I first found your company, I mean, there's so many different customers that I interface with on a daily basis, and I encourage my customers, if you're the DIY crowd and you just want to reach out to me and kind of talk through some ideas, I'm happy to do it. We're in this for the mission. We really want to get people energy independence and really help get this product into more people's hands. And so I think it was a customer that called me up and said, hey, have you checked out this Signature Solar group? And I was like, I haven't, right? But it just sounded too good to be true because they were giving me price points on this equipment. So I looked into it and I just started to dig in deep. I tore open the spec sheets. I really wanted to understand, okay, what's the apples to apples comparison? Like where are they giving up, right? Where are they not necessarily being competitive because they're sacrificing maybe quality or warranty or materials or capacity for price? And I got to be honest, I was blown away. I mean, the price point is half of your standard market. And so what that enables me to do is people call me with their wish list items, and most of the time when it goes to batteries and that conversation turns towards there, it's a conversation that ends very disappointing. Here's my budget. I would love to do this. That'd be my wish list, but it looks like we're not going to be able to do that this time around. Maybe give us a call back in 2 or 3 years once the battery market's kind of been, has more manufacturers in the space and more competition, bring the price point down. Well, we're now living in that age. We're now living in the era where other manufacturers are getting in, and we're starting to see those prices come down. And so we just started carrying y'all this year, but I've been looking into you for like the last year, just wanting to see how everything tested out in the field. It's one thing to have a spec sheet,
right,
nice and flashy. It's one thing to have your website. It's another to be in the field, to read the reviews, to interface with your company from a customer service perspective. That's something else that I really like about Signature Solar. Not only are you based in Texas, but when you call, you get a person on the other line. So
we take that very, very serious.
Well, why don't you tell us a little bit about your customer service? What kind of technical support do y'all offer? And if I am a do-it-yourselfer, what exactly what's that experience that I could expect giving y'all a call?
Sure. Mason.
Yeah, the customer service, that's, you can look up a lot of solar companies and everybody's got an inverter, everybody's got a battery, everybody carries panels, or a lot of people do. And people are relatively smart on their own, can add up the numbers and see what they're going to have to spend. So it's factors like customer service and quality of service that come into that. And we, again, so in the 10 months or so I've been at Signature Solar, we've almost doubled our technical department and our customer service department to the point where we are now under max a 2-minute wait time average before you're talking to a real person. And there's several outlets that go along with that too. We offer the free design service, so free consultation. You call in or you fill out the form, and what's right for me. Somebody come and do it, not knowing anything about solar. Hey, what's the right? Here's what I spend. Here's what I want to power. What's the right solution? We have that service. And it's, hey, my battery's acting up, or I need a firmware update. We have another department that gets sent to that. It's, since we are a DIY market, you have a lot of people that take that upon themselves and might rig up a setup to their own liking, and they might need to take a picture and call in and double check. Well, we've got the resources and the infrastructure to handle that now as well. And I think that is a service that we offer that you don't see everywhere.
Our technical support team, in my eyes, is next to none. I mean, you get a chance to walk in there and talk to those guys, and they are literally fired up about how many people they've helped today, what they fixed over here, what they've done here. If they don't have an answer, they're headed out to R&D, talking to those guys. I mean, it's definitely
calls up on the screen. They're
hey, you guys got 3 guys sitting there waiting, or 14 guys waiting. Come on, I mean, it is absolutely a wonderful thing to sit there and watch.
It sounds like y'all got a really good company that's kind of customer first, customer centered. I mean, that's our philosophy, right? Our philosophy is not hard pressure tactics, hard sales, get the sale, lie, cheat, and steal, do what you need to do, right? It's like, hey, let's just be honest about what the product is. Let's be open and transparent. Let's help educate first. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, how many people just want an answer to a couple of questions, and to be able to talk to a real person on the phone that's in this country, that's in this state, right?
Yes.
That's that's the best kind of customer service I could ever hope for.
Yes.
And what was funny is yesterday, so we had kind of planned for y'all to stop by earlier this week, but yesterday I got a call from a customer who said, hey, I have some solar products here that I just ordered. Could you help me install it? And I said, well, what is it that you actually went out and got? It's like, well, we got some EG4 batteries, and I was like, Solar Signature, huh? He goes, yeah. I go, funny enough, those guys are coming by tomorrow. He's like, great, ask them about if they could do some design, because I really need to get my permitting done and then my interconnection. That was one of the things, with the do-it-yourself crowd. It's different when you're out in the county, right, where you have your own property. There's no HOA, there's no county permits or anything like that.
You kind of do what you want there.
You do what you want. So it's either an off-grid hunting cabin where it's like you don't even need to deal with your permission to operate with your local utility, or you're out in the country where you don't have the permits, but you just have to deal with the PTO, that permission to operate with the local utility, and then that's it.
Yeah.
versus being in town like in College Station. A whole other game where College Station is going to take you through all of the rigmarole, and you're going to have to get your permits, and it's going to have to be stamped by an electrical professional engineer and all this other stuff. So my DIY crowd, I always say, well, just be careful. Can you do it physically and technically? Yeah, you could do it. Right, but do you want to go through all of those hoops if you're in city limits and all that stuff? But if you're out in the crowd or if you're out in the country, I'm like, hey, go for it, man. Just do it safe, right? And light it up. And these folks, they'll be on the phone with you and be like, hey, how do I get this thing done? So that's what I really like about your company is you're personable, you're reliable, you're accessible, you're available, and you're bringing in products that are very competitive, but at a much more competitive price. So I mean, even let's talk about your batteries, lithium iron phosphate. We're not giving up anything there. It's not like we're using lead acid batteries, right? Or even lithium. It's like lithium iron phosphate, and we could look at tier 1 sales, UL listed from a safety perspective. You could parallel these things. So these are meant to be off-grid, whole home backup systems. We're not talking about Tesla's little power wall or even Generac's power cell that's had a lot of issues, right? Or even Enphase where it's like, hey, good luck starting your air conditioner, right? These are rack systems that are designed to run entire homes, well pumps, air conditioning units, right? It's the whole thing. So what are y'all seeing out there in the field when you're dealing with customers? What's kind of their main motive for giving y'all a call? And how do they even find you in the first place? Because I know it was hard for me. I'd have a customer say, check these guys out.
Well, you can find us at signaturesolar.com. We've got a lot of people who reach out through there. We've got people who are running into us on the road. We're constantly out, not necessarily canvassing, but trying to spread our commercial side of the business. But mainly on signaturesolar.com, you can go there. You can put in an order there. You can call the phone number on there. Somebody's going to pick up, like we've been talking about. You're going to get a real person on the phone. Say you're in town and you are wanting to get a DIY set up in say College Station. Well, you do need a design and things like that. Right. Those things can be very expensive. And Mason was speaking on it earlier. Our design team can step in and get you that design, get you set up and everything to move forward in a few months when it comes time to get that build going. That is absolutely free. We offer that to anybody who calls.
Wow.
So again, I encourage you to please give us a call. Yeah. Check us out on our website, social media, Signature Solar. We're across all facets there. So
and of course you could
as well.
Yeah, you could reach out to All Solar Texas as well. I'm really excited about y'all branching out into the commercial business because All Solar Texas just launched a commercial sister city. So All Commercial Solars is awesome. A brand new division. It's its own company. We just launched it this year. We've been seeing a significant uptick in commercial. For those of you that may or may not be aware, residential is kind of taking a hit because of these financing rates, and it's really kind of priced several people out. So we had to look at other opportunities and expand our own operations. Sure. And so commercial just became that next best thing. And so we've been broadening, and we just launched All Commercial Solar this year as well. So super excited to see what y'all are doing in the commercial space. I really look forward to just getting your products out there and getting more customers familiar with who y'all are.
Right. Yeah. Cool. And word of mouth is huge for us too, in the industry. If it's, when we can get somebody to pick up, when we can get an installer and EPC to pick up on us and use our product, there's not a lot of negative feedback that we're getting back.
Right.
So when people are going to their local installer they might have in town, or their local solar company who might be carrying the EG4 product or something that Signature Solar sold them, then word of mouth has been huge for us. It's kind of the best form of marketing.
Specifically in the installer field.
I'd say the only thing that I would probably say is a drawback is that people just don't know about you. It's not that they have anything bad to say. It's not that your price point isn't right or the quality. It's just they just don't know. They just haven't heard.
There's a lot of people out there doing their homework too before they go and make the purchase. If people go on YouTube and there's countless people. I'm probably thinking
William Prowse. Pause. David Pause. I mean, Engineer 557, right?
Yep.
Check them out.
please.
Obviously, if you're watching this video, you probably went through all those guys first and ended up here because those guys are awesome. They have a much bigger following, but they're also national, right? Whereas this is our market here in Texas. But that's really how I started to do my own research with Signature Solar, is just diving into the reviews, looking into the
Sure.
spec sheets, giving techs a call, and then I felt so comfortable that we now carry your product and offer it to customers, and we're super excited to be in this partnership. So thank you all so much for stepping by.
Thank you, William.
We really appreciate you.
it.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.